Ms. Mariam Jaffa.
Mr. Speaker, as part of greenery intensification under the HDB Green Towns program, suitable HDB multi-story car parks, or MSCP, rooftops are being converted to community gardens or commercial urban farms. The introduction of urban farms helps to bring food production closer to the community. Although the production volume is not significant, it contributes to Singapore's 30 by 30 food production goal. To date, the Singapore Food Agency, or SFA, and HDB have tendered out 16 MSCP sites for commercial urban farming, while HDB has repurposed 6 MSCP rooftops into community gardens. SFA and HDB consider multiple factors when identifying suitable MSCP sites for urban farming. These include the utilization rate of the MSCPs, the loading which the rooftops at each site can bear, the availability of water and electricity supply, waste discharge facilities, as well as the current and future development plans for the surrounding HDB blocks. Agencies are evaluating the outcomes of the first 2 tenders before deciding on future plans. In addition, MParks will continue to work with HDB, town councils, residents' net committees, and neighbourhood committees to encourage the setting up of more community gardens, including at suitable MSCP rooftop sites, or by converting part of the common green in estates to community gardens.
Ms. Mariam Jaffa.
West for the response. I think I have 3 questions. I think community gardening...
You can keep the SQs to 2, please.
Okay, can.
Reminder to members.
So 2 SQs. Community gardening is something that's become very popular. So my first question is to HDB. Often in converting our MCSPs to community gardens or urban farms, we do run into challenges. For example, HDB requires the hiring of a PE for various regulations and rules, which, to be honest, I find that some of them are a little bit questionable. So, for example, can they bear the load? That's something HDB is supposed to have already assessed. And also, if they can bear cars and lorries, I think they can bear vegetable pods. So things like that, and requiring a sprinkler when, in a hydroponics, we have water all around us. So I guess the first PQ is, can HDB actually review some of these to narrow down the sets of requirements so that the burden of hiring the PE is a little bit lower and therefore less costly for us? My second PQ actually is not just HDB. I think we have other SFA regulations to deal with. For example, can people come up to the car park to buy the vegetables? I think in the business space, we've had the pro-enterprise panel that has helped a lot to relieve some of these regulations and rules to make things much more business-friendly. If we're serious about our green plan, should we have a pro-sustainability panel to similarly look through such issues so that ground-up efforts, community efforts in the heartlands and by our enterprises can just go a bit faster in loosening some of these regulations?
Mr. Speaker, let me address Ms. Jaffa's second question first. She spoke about whether there can be a pro-enterprise panel equivalent, looking at some of the streamlining of rules and making it easier for operators and partners in terms of using the multi-story car park for urban farming, commercial farming. Just to share with the member, indeed, the Singapore Food Authority has been working closely with and supporting the farms awarded from the first MSCP tender. For example, there is a regulations work group which is led by the Singapore Food Agency and Enterprise Singapore, which conducts multi-agency consultation sessions for the successful tenderers of the rooftop sites for urban farming. As part of the continued effort by the Regulations Work Group, an industry guide was launched in 2020, last year, to provide companies in the farming industry with one consolidated knowledge resource. SFA has also worked with HDB and other relevant agencies to prepare a guide specifically on the setting up of urban farms on HDB MSCP rooftops. The guide consolidates key information of the various regulatory approvals under the purview of different agencies and maps out the agency's approval processes involved in the setup. So assure the member that we'll continue reviewing this and continue working on this as we progress on the projects. On the first question, I can appreciate the members' questions around whether what kind of regulatory approvals are needed and who and what kind of qualifications, for example, professional engines are needed. Just wanted to share with the member that this is the first two tender. We are going through the processes. We are learning along the way, and we will certainly streamline. But it's actually not so straightforward to set up a urban farming infrastructure on a multi-story car park. For example, for instance, HDB car parks are designed primarily for parking and not for other users. Just one simple example, we think of power and electricity. Actually, HDB car parks come only with not that many three-phase 30, only comes with a very few three-phase 30 amp electricity supply. While farm operators require, especially for those in high technology farming, requires three-phase 100 amp electricity supply, and this requires extensive work to upgrade the main switchboard, power cables, even perhaps building a new consumer switch room. So this infrastructure requires certifications and do require time and proper supervision.